So the Twitter police are once again very upset at Genshin Impact and attempting to boycott the game. This is something that Twitter cops have attempted to do in the past before and failed instantly every single time because it turns out none of them actually stopped spending money on the game and or none of them actually stopped playing the game. Now, of course, even if they actually did those things, it doesn't mean that the boycott would succeed, but it would mean that they would at least have an actual boycott going on. Yet they can't even do that much. It's all just a bunch of performative activism. So why are the Twitter police all mad and offended this time? Well, similarly to things that we saw back in Sumeru, they're saying that Natlin is too white. The characters in the upcoming region Natlin, or Natlon, however you pronounce it, they're too white. And now it's time to get the US government involved to tell the Chinese government that this Chinese game, Genshin Impact, is too offensive. And no, I'm not kidding, they're actually attempting to do that. Because there's this account called Hoyoverse Boycott, recently published this image of boycott Hoyoverse do's and don'ts. That tweet published earlier today on July 15th and getting over 3,500 likes so far. And they include this section that says, sign the linked petition and contact your local politicians. Whole thing gets even funnier when you see this exchange. Someone said, wait, I'm sorry, but what does calling my local politician do exactly? And they got a response from someone who actually says this. Someone brought up the option of communities whose culture Natlon is appropriating to contact their leaders so they can raise the issue of Hoyo hurting cultures and communities of people to the Chinese government. And it's like, bro, what kind of rock have you been sleeping under that you actually think that's gonna work? What kind of parallel dimension are you from that you think this is actually gonna work? Yes, US government, we demand that you get the Chinese government to take action against Genshin Impact to make Genshin Impact less white. Yeah, I'm sure the Chinese government's really gonna care about this issue. They're definitely gonna do something about this. Yeah, CCP's top issue right here. Alright, now jokes aside, real talk, I do think that more variances in Genshin characters would be cool. And that includes more darker skinned characters. It also includes more like manly characters, man. We need some like big buff dudes in this game. That's been an issue for a long time too. It's just highly amusing when you see people eternally whining about this game and then refusing to stop playing it. As I mentioned, it comes off like fake performative activism. And then on the other extreme, you see people like, once we just went over, trying to get like the government involved to change the Chinese government to change this game. That's just like literally terminally online crazy talk. Some of these people really want their cake and to eat it too, though. For example, Dish was tweeting about this issue, and Dish got a response from this person on Twitter who says, since you're very vocal about this, don't play or stream any Hoyo game then. Stop this performative activism and not willing to back it up. Never play a Hoyo game ever again then. Of course, the last part would need a caveat, that caveat being that hypothetically if the boycott achieved its goals and the boycott would ultimately get lifted, get ended, then in that context, people could return to playing Hoyoverse games, etc., etc. However, Dish responds saying, criticizing issues in the things we enjoy is part of how change happens, and even small pressure can create a ripple effect. If you don't like it, then don't play, watch, engage with it is not a productive solution. Except in this specific context, it is absolutely a more productive solution because we've already seen over the years that people have attempted to boycott Genshin Impact, and it's failed every single time because people refuse to actually stop playing the game. And now there's like a list of like 30 Genshin content creators and Genshin English voice actors that someone made on Twitter, list of like 30 of them who have come out talking about this issue. And similarly to Dish, who I'm not specifically calling out here, I'm just using her tweet as a way of facilitating all these arguments in a condensed way because it would take way too long to go through like all 30. But if these people are so serious about calling Genshin problematic and wanting to boycott it, you'd think they would actually boycott the game. And plus, like I already said, but to drive the point home, we already have plenty of historical precedent that over a significant period of time, complaining on social media about this game, but not actually boycotting it when you claim to be a part of a boycott, because these people still want to VA for the game and play the game, that it hasn't worked. So if they really want to make a change, then they should start actually making a change. Of course, that doesn't guarantee that the boycott would work, but it's like, if you're going to say on social media that you're going to boycott something, then actually boycott that thing. Finally, I don't know what the future may bring. There's a chance that Hoyoverse actually sees this whole approach and it actually does work, and they're like, okay, we heard you, we're gonna make these changes. I'm simply saying that based off historical precedent, it seems like that's an unlikely outcome. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents on some things that they can do to actually improve their boycott, improve the chances of it working. But let me know what you think about this stuff in the comments. As always, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.